I'm Dan Taylor,
I'm Joan Smith.
and we have 22 panels of PV, including behind 6 of them or something are the hot water Sundrum hybrid panels, so that we take advantage of the light heat as well as the light in that area.
Last month our electricity bill was -$20.
So did they credit you or send you a check for that amount?
They just credit us.
And then you use it for the next month or whenever you
Yeah.
need it. Okay. Now, why did you choose Sunlight Solar?
We looked at a couple of vendors, and quite honestly, it was long enough ago. I don't remember exactly
Well,
why.
I'm sure part of the thing was that we did talk about that it was nice to be going to somebody local. You know, because if you're working with a vendor who's right here in Newton at the time, now in Waltham, you know, you have a problem, there's somebody right there.
How long did the actual installation process take?
Not long. Just a few days, right? No, it was 2 weeks. It was over 2 weeks because the actual installation of the panels was big,
yeah.
but there was more stuff, prep stuff. So it was over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
About 2 weeks or so?
Probably.
Yeah. No more than 2 weeks.
Okay, and what was the reason behind investing in solar?
Just not, environmental concerns, we just can't stand the idea of wasting all that solar energy that's pouring out of the sky every day.
And we hope to save some money along the way. We happen to have a roof which is almost perfect in its angle and without a lot of trees in front of it. So if it was going to work anywhere, this is the place for it to work.
How did you guys finance the system, if you don't mind me asking? Did you take out a loan? Did you pay for it outright?
A little bit of both. We have
Oh, yeah,
some
we got
inheritance.
the-
We have some inheritance money which helped. We had
We had a heat loan,
a heat loan
which
for
paid
the
for the
hot water.
That was
Yeah.
zero interest?
Right.
zero interest loan, you know, for
That's,
7 years.
that specifically was for the hot water, not for the cold
Right.
bags.
Right, so we had to get a specific quote that separated out the costs
And then
of the two types of
hopefully
systems.
just wise financial planning on our part.
So the hybrid panels, both hot water and electric? I mean, any experiences or anything you want to note about the Sundrum module, the hot water? Because that's very unique. Only
Yeah, it's a little harder to track gas usage. The electric usage, it comes right through a meter. It's all good. The gas is also used by our stove, by our dryer, but our gas bill has come down, and we got to figure that that's in part because we've been saving on hot water.
Would you recommend both the hybrid system or PV or itemized hot water and
Well,
PV?
originally we were going to have the hot water on a separate system, but we would have had to give up. I think we were going to give up 11
11 panels?
panels
Yeah.
or something, because they're only going to have half the roof with the PV. It was a significant difference. And so the hybrid allowed us to have a full 22 panels. So I would recommend the hybrid.
Given the cost difference, and you recommend investing in the
Well,
hybrid?
we were always told, and the research we did indicated that your hot water will actually pay itself back faster than the photovoltaics. So that wasn't a big issue because we expected it to come back to us.
The major reason people don't invest in solar is the gross install costs. Could you just tell us a little bit about the incentives and your personal experience with the tax credits?
Well, the
both
tax
federal and
credits
state?
and the rebates were big. We got a rebate, I guess it was from Massachusetts, I think, right?
Right.
And then a
Tax
third,
credit
the
coming.
third tax credit from the federal government, and that makes a huge difference, and that brings the cost down, 2/3 or something of what it would be. So that helps.
Sure. So about the SREC market, what is your experience with that?
Well, we've had there's a little delay from when the system gets turned on to when you actually see your SREC's money, but we've been in one auction and we netted $502.
For one quarter.
For one quarter, so if we get that every quarter, that's gonna make a big difference in paying off what we invested.
Yeah, I think the SRECs are something which makes your return much quicker. It's hard to say exactly what they're going to be since they're an open market thing, but it makes it a lot more affordable in that you can see your payback time, in 5 to 7 years instead of 10 or 15 years. So the SRECs are an important part of it.
You mentioned they're paid quarterly. Now, did you receive a check or was that directly deposited?
It was directly deposited
Directly
into our
deposited.
bank account.
And any issues with SREC Trade, who's the aggregator that we set you up with? Have they been helpful?
So far.
Everything's been fine.
Would you say your primary motivation between solar is financial or economic, environmental, or a little bit of both?
Both.
Definitely both.
Both.
You know,
Yeah, we would want to do it anyway. If it was financially prohibitive, we wouldn't be able to do it. But between the federal tax credit and the SRECs and, all the various incentives, that made it possible. And,
Okay.
I just wish more people would do it. I wish that the code said that every new residence had to take advantage of solar power.
we built our house
That would bring the
facing
cost
south.
down right there because there'd be so much more activity.
So what other green initiatives do you guys take part in?
No, we try to use less electricity. We say sitting here in an air-conditioned room.
It's 100 degrees.
But we try to turn off
Run around turning things off.
all the little lights that glow in your house at night. Try to turn off the light as you walk out of the room.
And I guess you could say the fact that we try to buy local food is also a green initiative.
Yes,
Our
we try to
food is
buy
not-
local meats and local fruits and
not
vegetables.
traveling
and,
as far.
Yeah, that certainly is part of
So
it.
you mentioned the system was installed in September, correct? So since then, what maintenance from you guys has been required?
Nothing.
And what about snow? This winter we really didn't get that much
Snow?
snow. Yeah,
What's snow?
I know. I guess.
Well,
That's right, we used to have snow, didn't we?
Yes, I mean, well, I asked about it, and what we understand is that most of the time, the snow is going to melt off. It's going to kind of slide off the hills, but we didn't get much snow to
I mean,
actually
obviously,
see that.
if there's a big, blizzard and we get 2 feet all at once, that may become an issue, but, we'll have to face that
Climb it up there
when
and
we
see
get
it.
there.
Any issues with Sunlight Solar or anything that we can improve on to make future customers?
I mean, we've been pretty happy, but it took a long time, but that's not all Sunlight Solar's fault. We started the process, was it 3 or 4 years ago? I think maybe it was 4 years ago now.
Oh, we can't.
But there were several things going on. There was personnel change, but then there were also technology changes. Then our hot water heater died. So we were going just for the photovoltaics. Then our hot water heater died. They said, oh wow, we should look into solar hot water. So they had a system which had to get approval. Hadn't been officially approved. So we had to, wait and make sure that was going to be okay. Not
And
Sunlight's
then
fault.
by the time that was okay, then there
Then
were
there'd been
technology changes.
So now that they're hybrid panels, and say, oh, here's a different thing. So there were several things that made it take.
And I think you have to look at that kind of thing as an early adopter of a new technology, where you know that there are going to be changes. You're kind of leaping into something not a huge amount of people have done so far. And the plus side to me of it was that I like the fact that Sunlight Solar is coming to us and letting us know about the latest thing. And
Yeah.
now you have this opportunity. Well, there was a delay because of this other reason, but now here's a new thing that we can do.
So we
And so as a
benefited
result,
from the delay by getting the hybrid
right.
panels.
So we got a better system than we would have at the outset anyway.
Anything else you want to add to future customers or anything I didn't ask?
Well, I might just say it's a little scary to take the plunge because it may be tens of thousands of dollars you're investing. It's almost like starting a little micro business or something, but you got to have faith that that money will come back to you in the long run, and that you're blazing a trail that is a good thing for the environment. It's a good thing for the community.
Sounds good. Thank you guys. Refer after all said and done, would you refer Sunlight Solar to your neighbors and friends, or?
I already have.
Already have?
You've already done a quote for at least one of our friends.
Anything else you want to mention? That's all the questions
Gentleman
I
in that
have.
house right over there actually came to ask me about solar panels.
Do you know about Sunlight Solar's referral program? Where if they sign, then we would give you a $400 check for their
No,
referral.
I didn't know that.
And if they go with Sunrun, they would get $50, and you would get $250. That's in addition to the $400 Sunlight Solar referral program.
That's
Get on our
We definitely
contact
do.
list.
Hey, it's easy money.
House, and some of the historical people, I think, probably are shocked.
Gnashing their teeth, but I was a concern I had that it would, damage the historic appeal of the house. And really,
It doesn't change.
It's pretty smooth.
if you're just driving by, I don't really think.
So I'm not even sure which
What
panel.
about the
Which panel?
property taxes ever since you installed those? Do you have your house?
That hasn't changed.
Has it changed?
No, we haven't.